So I've been very busy this week. Yesterday I did feel a little bit sick, so I didn't want to produce any videos, but I did do a poetry slam in the evening that I was planning to go to all week, so I kind of stepped up and did it anyway, and it went down really well. I do wish I could have videoed it for you, but if you don't want to hear my poetry, you can click here. It's more interesting than you think it's going to be. Last week I finished the book that I was reading, and therefore finished my Goodreads challenge for this year. 40 books, finally finished. I was very excited and very proud to have done it, and I hope that I can continue to read at that sort of pace this year, but even if I don't, it's still an achievement. So the last book that I read was The Registrar's Manual for Predicting False Marriages by Sophie Hardach. I thought this book was quite interesting. It was very interesting from a cultural perspective, and it really gave me some different points of view. However, I didn't think it was brilliant. It's actually a book with many parallels between the past and the future, so each of the scenes and scenarios within the book kind of impact the narrator directly and obscure and change the decisions that she's making in the present and the past, and it's all very backwards and forwards, and it confused me quite a lot, if I'm honest with you. At the beginning, it's all in present day, and you get snippets of the past as well, and it was very confusing to figure out when things were happening, and I think that this really affected the way that I was reading it. In actual fact, I knew very little about the narrator until about 100 pages in, and then I realised that the narrator wasn't male, that it was a female narrator, and it wasn't even the person that was originally introduced to the story, and I think the whole thing was very confusing. However, from a cultural perspective, it was enlightening. I mean, I love cultural books. I love books that introduce new cultures and new cities and new places to the world. It's why I enjoyed We Need New Names by Violet Bulawayo, which I read a couple of years ago, and you can see here if you want to watch a review for that. And I really just enjoyed learning about other cultures, other perspectives, and this book really brought out Kurdish and Turkish and German and French and all these other languages and perspectives and sort of cultural ideals, especially things that we don't really see nowadays. I didn't know. And now I do, and I think that especially for me, books are one of my main sources of sort of a cultural diversity, and I really enjoyed this book. It really brought across a new world, a new language, a new way of thinking, and I definitely got really into that bit of the book. It's just a shame that nothing else really pushed the story forwards for me. There was nothing wrong with the story, there was nothing wrong with the influences and perspectives within it. It was just very sort of 2D. It was very boring, really. And it was quite a chunky book. It did take me a while to finish, and I'm very proud to say I've done it. So that's Reviews Day Tuesday for this week. I'm sorry that it's a day late, but I am feeling a little bit ill. So if you want to watch last week's episode, you can click here, and please click down in the links below for my Goodreads, Twitter and Tumblr accounts, and please follow me there too for more updates about my life and such.